Red Card episode 1. We're here with the most controversial football podcast of all time. Is that controversial
Least
to say?
controversial, you mean?
Least
All
controversial. Facts. All facts. I'm here, as always, with my friend Ben Housden.
Hello there.
And it's YouTube push. We've been waiting to do it.
Yeah.
Definitely amateur hour today. But I tell you what, I hope you are here and enjoying us. What the hell? Enjoying us.
Creepy.
Yeah, creepy. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with us today in your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever and whenever you're watching us. Yeah, okay. Manchester United. That's what we're talking about today.
Let's get into it.
First episode, doing what we love, doing what we know. Ben, first off, before we get into it, I want to ask you, optimistic, 2-1, Crystal Palace, Selhurst Park.
Optimism's a crazy word to use considering we've just come off the back of losing 1-0 to Everton whilst they had 10 men, 2 of which were fighting each other to the death. But the first half of that Palace game was absolutely abysmal. I was sat there watching it, wincing and crying in bed. I couldn't believe what I was watching. And the second half, up until about maybe the 55th, 60th minute, we started to show signs that we were getting better. A couple subs were good. I think our subs were brought on way too late. But then again, we got lucky, I think. Xerxes' goal was, well, some would say most keepers would say that. The angle was interesting. But fair enough, he got the goal. Good on him as well, he needed it. Because he was shite as well. Mason Mount's goal, set piece again. Great strike, but we cannot score goals that remotely look like we know what we're doing.
There's no system. There's no systematic goal.
For a man who just sticks to a system, there's not a lot going on in the system that gives me optimism that we can score goals. And Buemo looked a little bit off it. I think he's been having to carry a heavy load. I think he scored before the Palace game. I think it was a half of our Premier League goals this season, which is terrible considering there's 11 men on the pitch. You know, help him.
It's almost like ever since Cunha's left,
yeah.
He's had to pick up the load, the slack of, I'll take the ball to feet and I'll link up the play, because he's looked so ineffective with our players, which is crazy, I think. Anyway, I'm not sure if you agree.
But Cunha's back tomorrow.
He's back in the
squad.
Contention. I'm not sure.
He won't start, I don't think, but I think he'll come on.
Hope so.
We need it.
Yes,
we need a ball carrier desperately.
Yes, we do.
Because Xerxes looks lost trying to do what a competent footballer can do.
Hey, well, yeah, he does. He's actually been quite poor.
Yeah.
But no, in fairness, I don't think he's a 9. We'll talk about all of this later.
He doesn't think he's a 9.
I don't think he thinks he's a 9, but I think Ruben Amorim does. And he's obviously been trying to do a lot more of that Sesko sort of archetype of like winning those headers and things like that, which he has been doing. At least in the Everton game, he was doing that. And yeah, I think he's a lot more similar to Cunha than he is Sesko. But obviously not as quick as Cunha in any sense at all. But so we're trying to play him as a 9 when I think he's more of a 10. But he's still also not a 10. He's a 9.5.
9.5.
Anyway, but yeah, a lot to get into today. We're talking about United's next 5 games, which are, you know, on paper and in terms of where we are, we're playing 4 of those teams. They're all below us.
Yeah.
I think only Villa are above us. Is that right? Or is Newcastle above us?
It could be either.
I think it's Villa. No, I think Villa are like in.
But there's not a lot in
top 4.
it. I mean, like, we can win a game now, go second. Well, not now, but like I'm saying, in the grasp of the league, you can win a game now and you can drop 10 or you can get into
Oh,
the
for
places.
sure,
It's
for
just
sure.
so tight.
And that's exactly something we'll definitely touch on as well. I want to talk about United's potential outgoings in January, because January is a huge month. Winter is a huge season for Manchester United in terms of AFCON. And finally, I think it's very important that we talk about the manager, reassess, see where we're at. But yeah, starting with this. Again, thank you everyone for joining us, tuning in. Give us a subscribe, give us a like. We'd really appreciate that. We're trying to, get that world dominance that Red Card is known for on TikTok.
I want to be a millionaire.
We want to be a millionaire by the end of the week. So yeah, 1 million likes on this video, please, and Ben will do something unholy. Of course. Unholy.
There's a price for everything in life.
Yeah, so again, jumping straight into it. Ben, next 5 games, let me quote again. It is starting off with West Ham.
3 points.
3 points.
You cannot lose that game without their best man. Paqueta, gone.
I've definitely got an opinion on that. West Ham. Then we go to Wolves.
Has to be 3 points again. They have literally scored like -3 goals all season and they look like a charity case.
Okay, exactly. After that, I believe it is Bournemouth.
Recently, they've been terrible. They just lost last night to Everton, to a Jack Grealish winner. They looked awful.
Don't look the same,
Awful.
do they? And
Few
Semenyo
games now,
post-injury.
they've been leaking goals.
It's not been good. Then after that, Aston Villa. Yeah.
Give me a point there. Give me a point.
You'd be happy for a point.
I'd be happy with a point
Happy
there.
with a point. And then Newcastle.
Give me a point again. I think if we make it out of the next 5 with, what would that be? 3, 6, 9, 11 points. I'd be happy with that.
That's
I mean,
11 points.
I'd actually be ecstatic
You'd
with
be
that.
happy with 11 points.
I'd be
Yeah,
ecstatic.
out of 12, is it? Or
No,
no,
15.
15. Sorry, it's 5 games.
I'd be ecstatic with that.
11 points out.
Jumping around my bedroom.
Yeah. I think we'll go through it quickly again. West Ham, I think you've got to win that. I think they've definitely had a bit of a resurgence. They've had a huge resurgence, but it's at home.
Huge as a push.
They're not a huge resurgence at all. Sorry, they've had a bit of a resurgence. They beat Newcastle.
Yeah.
They beat who'd they beat? I think they drew to Bournemouth. They lost to Leeds. They lost to Liverpool, and they won another game. I can't remember who that was against. But the Newcastle one you look at,
Yeah.
I think I was at home, and Newcastle been pretty crap away.
Yeah. That's the highlight game. That's
the one where
that's
you
an
think,
interesting one.
and you think, okay, I need to have me personally, I need to have a look into the sort of what they did there, because if they try and replicate that, maybe they tried to replicate that against Liverpool, and obviously that didn't work. I think Liverpool definitely didn't look their best, didn't look their brightest still against West Ham, and got the result. Watching that, and I think it was 1-0 when Paqueta got sent off. We've definitely got to talk about that at some point. But yeah, it's one of those where West Ham, if they turn up and we don't, because it's like Jekyll and Hyde of us, isn't it? Like, you'll see United one week show up and completely
Not even
nullify
1 week.
the
One half we can be
One half.
awful, and then the next half we're already 2-0 down and the game's gone. But we can start to play football now.
Exactly. Well,
It's
that
obscene.
first half at Palace,
Yeah.
didn't we look like they look
We
just quicker than
created-
us to everything?
We created an open play XG 0.01. Where did that 0.01 even come? What was that 0.01? Like what?
Yeah,
What
true.
was it?
Yeah, I actually can't think, because it felt like they felt like they were winning every second ball over us. It felt like they were just quicker to everything.
Mateta was having a field day.
Mm-hmm.
He was bullying De Ligt.
Well, I don't know. I think De Ligt overall won that battle. Do you disagree? I think he did. I think he had quite overall a good game.
Can we talk about it as well? Why on earth has the rule changed now that you can retake your penalty if you mess it up as a footballer? Alvarez didn't get the chance when he did it in the Champions League, and they were against, I think it was Real Madrid. And that was a massive talking point. He messed up his penalty and he didn't get to retake it because he touched it twice or whatever. And now the rules changed. Mateta can boot it with both feet. He didn't really boot it with both feet. He slipped.
Didn't he score both though?
Yeah, he did score both. I'm saying that why should he have the chance to retake it if he messed it up?
Because you're saying that?
It's his fault that
so
he
you're
messed
saying
the
that he
penalty
messed it up, so it should have been disallowed. Yeah, that's a great point.
So
Actually,
the attacker gets a retake if the keeper comes off the line.
Yeah.
It's the keeper's mistake. So why does the attacker get to retake the pen when it's his mistake? He kicked it twice.
that's a brilliant.
Whether or
point.
not it's an
I think
accident.
that's a terrible. Yeah, I think that's a terrible. rule.
Last year it was the way it should be, and they've changed it this year.
So, I don't remember. Did Alvarez? Oh no, Alvarez
Remember
penalty
he
just got
just-
disallowed.
Yeah, 'cause
Why did he get to retake it? That's
and
terrible.
Alvarez didn't get to retake
Yeah, I
it.
know, but why did Mateta get to retake it?
It's a new rule this season. Apparently.
That's terrible.
They've changed it
That's
now,
a
so
great point,
If you
mate.
kick the ball twice, you retake the pen. It's
That's-
the attacker's fault. Not if he might not have realised he'd done it or whatever. Blah blah blah. But
if I didn't
it's
realise
still
I
the
handballed
attacker's
it-
fault, yeah.
But obviously, I can't remember if the rule is the rule in the Premier League, regardless of intent, a handball, or is it like
that's on the defensive side? If you're scoring a goal and it hits anywhere, no matter if it's intentful or not, it doesn't count. If
Yeah.
you're defending and
it's obviously like
Yeah.
there's no intent. Well, exactly. So why in the attack?
it's
the same.
always
Exactly that.
benefiting the. Well, no, yeah,
If the attacker, regardless,
it's
then why is the double touch regardless of intent? Yeah, that's a very good question.
Because then it would have just not counted and the game would have carried on at 0-0.
Yeah.
I mean, FPL wouldn't have been happy because I had Mateta, so thank God he retook that penalty.
Happy day. And then did the exact same celebration, kick the corner flag.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
What a guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so West Ham, I think that's got to be. I think that's got to be a win at home.
You have to win that at home. There's
You
no
do.
excuse.
But the thing is, we'll go and have that second half against Palace. Because again, I don't want to just talk about Palace. Like we literally just had a huge conversation about it. But it felt like after we'd scored that second goal, at least from my position, it felt like they just didn't.
We nullified them.
They didn't.
completely,
Did you feel the only thing that worried me was that late Casemiro
Yeah,
foul,
yeah.
where I was like, "Oh, this easily could be." We at least say last
Yeah.
year when he scored that late free kick, or was it last year or year before? Anyway,
One of the losses.
but it was a bad one. And anyway, I thought that's going to be that again. But you put that second half against Crystal Palace, and then if we turn up and lose to West Ham, you're asking questions. Secondly, then Wolves again has to be a
You
win.
have to win.
just do.
To be fair, Wolves have been a bit of a bogey team of recent years. We always seem to face them in December, by the way.
Twice.
And it's always not
Yeah.
back to back, but like it seems like we're playing them one week and then they're playing us the next week. I don't know. Wolves we find tricky. I don't know what it is, but this is not the Wolves team of the last few years. This is a Wolves team that is literally ready to be playing Stoke away next year.
Yeah,
It's not ideal.
And Stoke are coming
They're
up. So.
terrible. Yeah, Stoke coming
Yeah,
up.
so
They're
not so.
terrible. So we have to beat them, and honestly, that's a good place to get some goal difference going because we need it.
Well, I think it will be a nice measurement of, okay, bring Cunha back in.
Oh,
But can you can
Cunha
you
against Wolves, I'm ready for it.
yeah, exactly? Can you imagine he's playing against his old club? I feel like he himself has got something to prove because he'll be like, right, okay, this is what you've been missing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when Sesko's back. I think he actually might miss most of these next few games. But yeah, I think Wolves, you'll see the best of Cunha. It's deep. They're going to sit deep. You're going to get the best out of Cunha in terms of it's on him to carry the ball. It's on him to create, to instigate, along with Bruno. So yeah, that's got to be a win. The next after that, like I said, I think it's Bournemouth. This order might not be correct at the end, but I think it is about right.
We're playing them.
We're playing them regardless. Yeah, so Bournemouth, you said that's now, more than ever, looks more like a win. But if you asked me 3 weeks ago...
Yeah, Semenyo he's obviously been injured a little bit, so he's coming back into it now. Obviously, he'll line up perfectly for the United game where he'll be back 100% and he'll probably score 3 or 4. But we know how it is. Bournemouth, we've struggled to beat them or even score against them in recent years. I think last year, was it last year? We lost 3-0 at home. We were at home and we lost 3-0. No, Slanky was at Spurs last year. 2 years ago, whatever. We lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth. Last year, did we lose to Bournemouth at home again? Probably.
Yeah, probably.
And I don't think we beat them away from home.
They just feel like a team... Yeah, it's rarely a game I want to remember.
Yeah.
Regardless if we beat them or if we lose to them, it always feels like a game against Bournemouth is a marginal game. I'm sure we've battered them. I definitely feel like I'm remembering.
Last time I remember us beating Bournemouth
battered
was when
them.
Zlatan scored, I think.
No, we've definitely beat them after that.
Yeah, we have probably.
We've definitely beat them after
Yeah.
that. Oh, I think we battered them once. That might be wrong, and I'm sorry if that is wrong. But regardless, again, Bournemouth, in my opinion, I think you could get a draw there and you'd be happy. But
We need a win for that game.
if we don't win,
And they got 10,000 people in their stadium, man. We need a win.
we need
No,
a win.
They are literally looting. Literally just looting.
Literally just
With a better
looting, he said.
badge.
With a better badge and
Yeah.
better players
Yeah.
and a lot better.
And they got
better
Black
manager.
Panther as their owner. Do you know what I mean? Let's not take the piss here.
Okay. After that, it is Villa,
Yeah.
I believe. Villa's the one where you
That's a
say you
tricky
could
one.
lose at, and
They
but
are-
but I feel like we had good luck against Villa.
They started the season really bad, Villa did, and everyone was thinking, oh my God, what's going on here? But they've pulled it back pretty well, I think. John McGinn's him, by the way. That man can run a midfield
You can. I'd love to see him
in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Brilliant.
I'd love to. Yeah, true. I'd love to see him go somewhere like a Napoli.
What, John McGinn?
Yeah.
I can't imagine that.
Billy Gilmore.
His next
Scott
spot's-
McTominay.
No, he'll
He'd
retire
fit right
somewhere
in.
like Dundee. That's
Yeah, it will.
that's written all over it.
It is, but I'd love to see him just go to some mad league, and I can imagine him doing it. I can imagine
Imagine playing through balls to Mbappe in the La Liga. That'd be unbelievable.
heroic.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he'd probably look quite good, and the
Yeah.
press he'd get. You see the press McTominay's got. That's another topic I wanted
Hey.
to touch on one day because
Watch out, Jude.
Watch
McGinn's
out.
coming.
He's coming. And anyway, yeah. So Villa, I feel like we've had good luck against Villa. I don't know what it is, but even when we've been playing poorly, I look back to Eric Ten Hag, even Amorim. I think it just feels like we've been the better side. We've had the better of them. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong, but it's one of them teams that you play Villa, form goes out the window, and I'm not sure why. Maybe their play style's a bit a bit cater to us, cater to our players. But yeah, whatever happens, I actually think we've got that. I think it's the game after that, and actually the game before that. I think Bournemouth is the one where I'm like, anything can happen there. You could actually get battered just off pure vibes. And then you play Newcastle. Might be home, might be away, I can't remember. But regardless, that's one of them games where I'm like, ooh, you could. Especially if it's away, we're not getting points there.
Yeah, Newcastle's a dodgy one. I mean, they've looked better. Especially, they've gotten better away from home. That was their thing this season, was they couldn't win. I don't think they won a game away from home until they...
It was a long time.
Throttled Everton.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can see us just falling apart. It depends. If we're away, I can see us falling apart easily.
Because our away record is genuinely horrendous as well,
good.
And their home record is very good.
And if we're at home, then yet again, anything can happen because we still lost to Everton with 10 men. So anything can. Honestly, this is how I just feel about this Man United team as a whole. I don't know how the game's going to go until I see the first 5 minutes and I see what dice we've rolled today and how we're going to play, because 1 week we can just look like prime Barcelona. We can't. We never have. And then the next week we look like, I don't know, Middlesbrough without Carrick. There's something going on and I'm not happy about it. But then again, when we win the Premier League at the end of the season, all will be forgotten.
Yeah. What? What on earth? No, you're absolutely right, mate. Lee's coming. 21.
There's an interview that just come out yesterday, I think, and they were asking Mbeumo and Ahmad how they want to, what they think can happen this season.
I saw that.
They said
Premier League, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Optimism.
You want it, yeah, but I remember
Beat
a few years ago.
first, and then we'll talk about the Premier League.
With 10 men, God. Do you remember, I don't know, a few years ago, Matic had an interview before the start of the season, and he was like, well, where do you think you'll finish? Like, where are you hopeful of finishing it? He goes, yeah, we're going to win the league. And I'm pretty sure that was one of the worst. I think that was Ronaldo's season. Or was it before that? I don't even know if we had Matic then. God knows, but...
I had a dream last night, actually.
Not about Matic.
No, about Ronaldo coming back to United.
Again?
Genuinely had a dream, yeah. I was like, I don't know, it's just how I am now, but like, I was on Twitter, or whatever it's called now, I was just looking for it, and then reports started coming out again, and it was like, Ronaldo wants to make a sensational return, and Amorim loves him.
I mean, yeah, there's probably...
And then I was just thinking, oh my God, we're going to win it all, Ronaldo's coming back again. And I was just gassing up from like one of those Newcastle games where he just comes back and the crowd's yeah, and I woke up there.
Do you remember like when we signed Ronaldo and he came back? And do you remember where you were? Because this is like one of those moments, you know, where I remember I was getting in the shower, yeah, and I just got a notification from Fabrizio, and it was like with this weird graphic, you know, his weird graphics he has, and it had Ronaldo's face on it, and it was like cut half in blue or something, cut half in red or something like that. And I just remember it saying like hijack of the year, and I was like, yeah, and I was just saying like, no way. And I got out of the shower. I remember I got out of the shower and we got here we go, and I was like, what? That day was.
I would never take that back, by the way.
No,
ever,
never. Are you joking? Like,
I'd have Ronaldo literally sit on reserves for $1 million a week than him ever go to Man City.
Ooh.
Come on.
Yeah, but if you know what's a crazy butterfly effect is that if he signed for City, like they wouldn't have signed Haaland because it was either they got the toss up was Ronaldo, Kane, and Haaland, and if they got Ronaldo, which was going to happen, they would not have signed Haaland as well because I don't think, and then maybe we signed Haaland.
It just wouldn't have happened.
It wouldn't have happened, but theoretically.
What are we doing?
No, but what we paid Ronaldo, what we were paying Ronaldo.
Much better.
I reckon Mino Raiola at the time was probably...
Haaland has never scored a goal anywhere near as technically brilliant as Ronaldo, by the way.
Cue every clip where he's done a nice technical goal, by the way.
No. Yeah. Ronaldo against Villarreal. Ronaldo against Tottenham.
I know. Oh, Ronaldo's return.
That screamer against Newcastle, it was 2 yards out.
Yeah.
Oh.
The goal against, who was it in the Europa League when like Sancho and Rashford were just passing the ball across, like literally just feeding Rashford like a make. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? It was in the Europa League. It was against like...
Probably Young Boys.
No, it was worse. It was against like some I don't know. It was not a good team, and we were just. It felt like we were just trying to get Ronaldo a goal, but beyond the point of. This is just we're sacrificing goal options. You know, when you got like a squad. It's squad battles. We're playing squad battles.
That's left winger. You score a goal with your left winger.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like
assist with your midfielder. Yeah.
It was like squad battles. Someone will remember this, but yeah, it felt like we were just trying to feed Ronnie. Anyway, there's only so much you can talk about Ronaldo without it getting on an absolute tangent.
Me getting excited.
Yeah, honestly, we could talk about him all day. If you want an episode of Ronaldo. Then Jesus Christ,
yeah.
Get us a million likes by the end of the week.
Sit in my bedroom and we can talk.
All right, fair enough. We're going anyway. We'll talk about what was next. We'll talk about Kobbie Mainoo. Let's talk about Kobbie Mainoo because that's another interesting one in the Man United saga right now. How sad.
What a depressive state of affairs, by the way. And look, I hate Erik ten Hag for what I was watching for nearly 3 years of my life. Like my eyes. Felt like I just poured bleach down them.
Not the first year, Paul.
Cheers for the trophies, though, boss.
Yeah.
But one thing I can praise that man for, youth. That man just let youth thrive. He didn't care about the age of them. He just said if they're ready to play. Kobbie Mainoo against Everton, that debut. Oh my word. Garnacho come through, and it might not have worked out in the end, but we made 40 mil off the guy after buying him for pennies.
Yeah.
Like, that man let youth thrive, and what I'm watching now from Amorim with youth, and Kobbie Mainoo is the prime victim. But he's second choice in a position which he doesn't play, behind a man who doesn't play that position, who's the captain of the club. He's not going to get a chance. We've got no cup competition. We've got the FA Cup, but that doesn't start until January.
We'll be out of that very quickly, I feel.
And then when we get drawn against Cheltenham or Charlton, we'll probably lose that one. Kobbie's not going to get a chance. And the problem is, at first round FA Cup, they're going to go, Kobbie, right, here you guys, full 90 minutes, enjoy. The guy's like, I don't play this position. I've not played this position at all because you keep bringing him on in the 88th minute. He looks like a deer in headlights. Every time he comes on at the moment, he impacts the game positively, right? The passing's brilliant, his movement's brilliant, but then the game's over after his second pass. Like, what are we doing to the guy? Bruno is not allergic to being subbed off, in my opinion. Bruno is not allergic to be, like, we can take him out of games and survive and score goals. I cannot believe that Kobbie is being looked at. Like, it's mind-blowing. It is absolutely mind-blowing. He is our best youth prospect, probably since Rashford, and he's going to go on loan to somewhere like Dundee in January.
Loves Dundee as well.
And what? Oh my god!
The thing that worries me, and I mentioned this yesterday, but I'll ask again. Players like Mainoo, Xerxes, Agate, the big players from last season who this season are on the fringes. Do they, in your opinion, feel like they have any chance, no matter how well they play? They might have a brilliant game. Like Xerxes just scored. He didn't have a great game, but he scored, and that's what you want. Do these lads, especially Mainoo, think they've got a chance realistically of displacing people? Because Xerxes, he's got to displace. I mean, he could be a 10 or a 9. He's got
Cunha and Sesko.
Sesko, or Mbumo.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to displace one of them, and I wish you the best of luck doing that.
Yeah.
That's fine. I get that. But Mainoo's got to displace Bruno, Iron Man.
In a position that both of them don't want to play.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Agate, he's got to displace Casemiro, who's in the form of his life again.
Yeah. I love betting on that man for a yellow card, by the way.
Yeah, and Malacia, I think Malacia's the other one he wants to get.
Yeah, that's not even...
He might go, but he's got to displace Dorgu or Dallo, and they're clearly valued higher than him, so... Do they have any chance of breaking the team? Do they believe they've got any chance of breaking the team?
I don't mind about selling any of them, but selling Kobbie is so against any United moral that you've grown up listening to or watching when it comes to Man United. You do not sell a youth player of that quality. He's been called to the England squad. I watched him play for England at Wembley. We lost. But you just cannot sell Kobbie Mainoo at any cost. You can, at best loan him out somewhere like Napoli, like you said, somewhere where he can just feel like he's wanted for a little bit. And in summer we can revisit it and hopefully just not play him in CDM and let him actually thrive where he wants to play, because he can play that role in centre attacking midfield. He
can,
play
yeah,
that role.
he could.
I think that's not even his best position still, but I think he can play that role better than he can play CDM.
Well, he's an 8, isn't he? And I think
Yeah.
even Bruno gets a little bit of sort of freedom in a lot. The best passage of play you'll see with Bruno, I think, is when you'll get obviously Dorgu providing us, well, let's say our left wing back, whoever it is, providing us with, let's say Dorgu, and you've then got our 2 10s pinning their DMs back, pinning their defenders back. Bruno's pushing up.
Yeah.
Then you've got him there for the cutback. Then you'll see how many times we see that ball into the box. How many times we see maybe him free himself up for a shot. I think that's the best passage of play you get from Bruno, which there is potentially no player in the Premier League currently more capable of doing that than Bruno Fernandes, and no one better than Bruno Fernandes at doing that. So my question there is, how on earth, what does Mainu offer defensively that Bruno makes up for in his attacking ability? Do you see what I'm trying to say? I think that Mainu is just the most balanced player in a role that requires something completely different to what he's got, which is very unfortunate. He's an 8. He's not a 6/8. He's not a hybrid free role. He's not quick enough. He's not physically there that in the way that Bruno is. So I think, unfortunately, he is probably the biggest loser out of this new manager. Well, not new anymore, but this manager.
It's a shame. And I just think with the new ownership coming in and cutting costs everywhere, it all seems locked in that Mainu will most likely get moved on, whether it be on loan and then permanently in the summer or just permanently in January. But it's a shame, and that is probably will be one of the worst moments I can remember as a United fan, thinking about what he could possibly become.
In 5 years' time, I think if he moved to another team now, because this is now the make or break, which is so unfortunate, because imagine what it'll do if your confidence not hitting that height that he did 2 years now.
Yeah.
And now just being where you are.
Think about this as a United fan, right? You've watched Scott McTominay, who, let's say, talent-wise, bar for bar, you go, Cobby is here in talent-wise, McTominay's down here. But you've seen McTominay, current ability, he's up here with Napoli, right? Can you imagine how good Cobby Mainu could be for any other club? He could be someone's Jude Bellingham. I'm not saying stylistically, but I mean
in terms of
his
stratosphere.
How good he could become for someone. I believe personally he'd reach the heights, and we're just gonna let him walk.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Oh my god.
But unfortunately, I'm always in the camp of you've got to pick a side and you've got to stick to your guns. A lot of people now, if Amorim's going to really get sacked, keep Mainu, because the next manager that comes in, if they play a different system,
adore him.
Will adore him. They will play him. But if you are going to stick with Amorim through this entire contract, and you seriously think he's the guy, then there is genuinely no point in having Mainu on the books, because he isn't going to play. It is just unfortunate. But he's probably more talented than, and his potential is higher than most of the players on that pitch. It's just he doesn't fit the same way you said about the Jude Bellingham. He's not got that archetype. Imagine Jude Bellingham in this side. He would fit that. No, I think he would fit that. 100%.
You're right.
You don't think so?
I like Jude Bellingham, but I think he's just made for the Galacticos.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, we won't debate Jude, because that's a crazy thing we could do. But
he nearly ended up at our club.
He did, and imagine.
He had an L tour with Roy Keane, wasn't it, or someone like that?
Sir Alex.
Who was it? No, yeah, Roy Keane was there as well, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
They were all there. They were all trying to convince the boys to come.
Didn't work, did it? Yeah. Why would you care that a young lad you never saw him play, or Anyway, that's a tough one. But I also actually think that segues nicely to another topic with the likes of Mainu and Xerxes, etc. All the players who are underperforming, quote, currently. People like to blame a lot of things. People like to blame the manager. People like to blame the players, the ownership, the recruitment, etc. But I think the main battle that we see, especially online, especially on Twitter, is between, we call it Player FC and we call it Manager FC. So it's a topic I wanted to discuss yesterday. We didn't have time in the podcast, but I want to talk about now. When you talk about, is there one solution? Is there one problem? Is there one problem? Is Player FC right? A Manager FC? Correct.
Everyone just needs to grow up.
Or, yeah,
and
exactly.
support
Is
their
there
club
one
properly.
problem? What do you think about that?
It's grow up and support your club properly. This is the issue with this. Honestly, genuinely could have. I like think about media and build up when it comes to sackings and players. You know, the whole Ronaldo interview, anything to do with player power and manager power and how the media perceives it. A lot of it comes from social media and the pressure that the fans apply to these scenarios. As fans, we need to just stop with all this, get behind everyone at the club, and stop making it about, this is Amorim's fault, this is his fault. They collectively decide what they want to do on the pitch together, right? Amorim chooses the tactics, the players and their abilities are how that performs, right? It's not about one or the other, it's about it together, and without them working together in unison, we are going to get relegated within 5 years if they stick with them. So as a club, the solution is grow up and get behind everyone at the club. We've all wanted managers to get removed from their position, right? But me and you both know that Amorim, most likely for the rest of the season, is completely safe. If he was going to get sacked, it would have been done in October.
Yes.
Or September.
Absolutely.
When we were going through a period which I thought
game's gone.
was tragic. But there are times where I look at the system and I go, brilliant, that looked good. Those passages of play looked good. And we've still got to remember, he is playing with people heavily out of position and players that he probably thinks aren't capable of running this system. I mean, Diogo Dalot is one of the first players he has to sub on all the time because fullbacks, they're not our strongest position at the moment. Like everyone here knows how bad some of the players that we have are and how they perform for the club. I just think he has to, unless Amorim comes out and says, look, these players are everything I ever wanted, and I love Diogo Dalot, then I can't blame him for the performances of some of the players.
Exactly.
Because let's be honest, before Dorgu came to the club, and you know everyone looked and watched about how Dorgu had been in the scouting reports and stuff, you could, brilliant at wing back.
Yeah.
He now looks like he looks like he's in the middle of a scream film, and someone's chasing him every time he touches the ball. I've never seen someone look so clueless with the ball at his feet.
He looks so scared. He looks
petrified to have the football at his feet, and then we're expecting this guy to be the guy that gives us output. Like, we run the game through like our fullbacks at the best of times. You're expecting Dorgu to basically put Ryan Giggs' numbers in a position that
clearly isn't natural to him, even though it should be.
yeah.
But this is the thing. Wing-backs for Ruben Amorim, literally, you lot were gassing up a certain lad yesterday that Amorim used to have. Going Chelsea. Quenda.
Giovanni Quenda.
Yeah, what a player. But he, this is what I'm trying to say, like, wing-backs at Sporting, while Amorim was there, it's a weaker league, but they were dominating. Every single success almost came through them.
They ran the pitch.
Stretched the opposition.
Yeah.
And then what does that make room for? That makes room for those inside
else.
10s and everybody else. Imagine if we had two extremely effective wing-backs where that means that the whole team, you're like, literally, if we leave them, which they do, they just literally funnel us wide and show, and I'm not saying Ahmad's, but when you're putting all the pressure on Ahmad, he ain't going to do what people want him to do, what people hope, what he needs to do. Anyway, so you've got two wing backs. Imagine two effective ones where the team's like, shit, we can't just leave them. We can't just let them funnel them out wide. Then you think about who's in the middle. You've got Cunha and Bumo and Bruno Fernandes. The wing backs, they're probably going to leave the wing backs still, but the wing backs can make something happen. And you've got Sesko in the middle to create a different dynamic. You are literally just penning. And if the recruitment team watching this, which they're not, but please, somebody just send this to your mate who, they are, because there's a million people watching right now.
Literally.
Sign two effective wing backs. I love Mazraoui. Maybe make him centre half if you're going to play.
He has played better as centre half.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, fine. And I still think you play that guy anyway. He'll make something happen. But please.
I want to look at the team sheet and go, I know who's at left back or left wing back. I know who's the right wing back. I go on there. Sometimes it's Mazraoui at right wing back. Sometimes it's Dalot. You've either got, it's usually Dorgu, or you've got Dalot. Like what
are we doing? What are we doing here?
They're your most important positions that will make this formation, this system, effective and work the way you want it to. Yeah.
It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating because Amorim's you literally every single success. Do you remember that Sporting game against City when they absolutely
Yokere's hat trick.
oh yeah actually
Yeah.
and it was like I forgot about that, but it's almost not on the goal scorers why they're getting so much space, which it is. They're obviously quality there, but it's because the whole system is in such cohesion, so much unison that you are literally, as an opposition, if you leave one thing open, they've got the potential to burn you there.
This is what I'm saying. This system, you need all. I take the goalkeeper out of this. I mean, all 10 positions outfield need to be playing this pro system. They need to be completely in the system and playing it how it needs to be played. The minute you have just one player who isn't fulfilling their role perfectly, and it might not be down to that player's fault, by the way. I'm saying like players out of position. We're talking about Dalot having to play left wing back.
Yeah, it's harsh to put him there, but
Bruno playing CDM. I'm talking about these sort of things. Xerxes playing up front. The minute you have one player fall behind in terms of how this system needs to be played, the whole system collapses, and that's where you see us get completely run over by teams.
It's the Premier League, man, and you said this before, and it's another point, another conversation we can talk about, is how tight the league is.
Yeah.
How just... I heard a lot of people say, that this is the most tight the Premier League has been, but also it could be because everyone's so bad.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't mean everyone's playing incredible
Everyone's
football.
bad because everyone can beat everyone now.
Yeah.
It's not like you can... Like, think about when you used to look at the Premier League schedule and I used to go, who looks like the worst team that's just come up? That's our 6 points this season. That's guaranteed. Now I look at them and I go, oh, like...
Yeah, is that our fault or their fault, though?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's everyone's so bad. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's balanced now. Like, everyone can beat everyone. And that's always been the case. But, I mean, like, it's now more than ever. Like, look at Everton. They beat us at home, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much we dominated them and just couldn't score. They beat us at home. And then everyone's going, all right, they're on the run now. They're at home against Newcastle and they're 3 or 4-0 down at half time.
Exactly.
Right? It's a weird league, and it's probably the hardest league now to reach, like, stake a proper claim at the top. This is why we're seeing, like, I hate to say it, but Arsenal are now looking like the most dominating force in the league. Please, Brentford. And you've got Sunderland still hanging around in the top 6 or wherever they are still in there. Please beat Liverpool.
Please.
I don't know. I have less confidence now that we're gonna, by the end of the season, be in this like top 6 period, because everyone just looks better than us. Like, when you watch them on paper, everyone looks better, and I think sustaining over a long period of time, seeing Bruno score a wonder goal, brilliant. That might get you the win that day, but overall in the season,
it's not.
Where you cannot rely on individual brilliance.
It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable in any sense. So just bring it back a little bit. Whose fault is it? Is it anyone's in particular, or is it just a whole, just mixture of things?
Well, years ago, it was set from the top, right? The way that we've been ran as a club has been so poor, and I think no matter how we feel about what Ratcliffe's done financially for the club, as far as cutting wages and cutting every little bit, I think there is a strategy to return us to a place of financial health. And I think there's going to be some suffering that comes from that, as you say, having to sell players like Mainu, and obviously we moved on Garnacho and things like that. And financially, I think we're going to be ruthless with the players that we lose, and I think cut your losses for a lot of them.
Yeah.
But as a blame for how we are on the pitch, I think the whole club still has an atmosphere around it, which is... The problem is, we all grew up watching our club dominate, right? And that's how I still see United. And that's how I still, when I'm playing FIFA, I think, we're dominating everyone. I'm going on career mode and I'm literally winning 5 Prems in a row. But now I think we have to view the club as how we really are, which is genuinely a top 8 club at the moment.
100%.
I know last season was obviously not that, but I mean, like, if we're talking over the span of the last 10 years, like, our average position, I think, was it 7th? I think it's 6th or 7th.
Yeah. No, it's about that.
Yeah. But, like, the expectation shouldn't be at the start of the season, we're going to go for Champions League. Let's just be better than we were last year.
Yeah.
Let's just look at the stats look at the wins we had, the losses and the draws. Let's just see those numbers get better. Take it year by year and stop applying so much pressure. Because, yeah, you have to win now. But we're not in the position to win now. And we can't paper the cracks with Carabao Cups. And don't get me wrong, I would still celebrate those sorts of things.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've won the Champions League.
Yeah.
But, like, for the club, we cannot look at ourselves and think we are what we aren't. Because we're clearly not there. We're not ready. I think we're currently at the Arsenal stage of Arteta where it looks like the wheels were coming off completely.
But just give it a few seasons.
You have to just give it time. And I'm not saying give it time with Amorim like for the next 3 years if it still looks like this, but I'm saying give it time for the club to figure out the team, the way that it needs to be built behind, I'm saying it for Amorim, the way that he needs this team to be. Because we're still I know a lot of reporters, and I've seen the podcast with Gary Neville after the game. I don't remember which game it was. It might have been the Everton game. Talk about the system and how, he needs to adapt and stuff like that. But he's clearly not going to. And the club have aligned with that. Because they've been buying in players that he wanted. Obviously, Sesko, Cunha, and Buemo.
Yeah. But notice how, at least early on, all those signings look.
They look all right.
To be
I think Sesko's the one that looks the furthest behind. But that's what I would expect from... He's younger than the rest of them. That's how I expect someone to come in, because I think that's the hardest role you've got to play in this.
But yeah, exactly. And when you're not getting the service you need as well.
And he's still contributed well.
And he's still contributed. He's looked better. That first game against Grimsby was ooh. But again, you're coming into like a completely hostile atmosphere. But we've done the right thing there. We brought in that youthful exuberance. We brought in, and still, I'm not saying Cunha and Boom are old, but they're still experienced. Yeah. They're still proven.
Just Premier League experience.
Exactly. And maybe you get those wing backs in. Our defence was always pretty much solid with recruitment anyway. The keeper has come in and clearly been a good fit from
he's been a massive impact. I'm not saying he's, prime Peter Schmeichel.
But he's looking solid now.
He looks like I don't feel as queasy as I did watching Onana.
Binder.
I feel, either of them. Like, every time a player would release a shot, I thought, oh, God.
Literally.
There's a chance.
Remember, literally, against Sunderland, we're celebrating claims from crosses. But, I know. And then you need that Casemiro replacement. There's a lot of moving pieces to a rebuild, but I actually am starting to have faith. I don't think Dorgu's even been, terrible.
But you're asking too much of him.
But he wasn't brought in as a
he shouldn't
starter,
was play as much as he
is. Isn't. If he's your option off the bench, I am because he is a good player. Yeah. He's just got so much pressure on him. And when he's the only outlet in attack compared to what Ahmad's being forced to do, it's just not what you expect, what you want, what you hope for.
You're asking Ahmad and Dorgu to the same role, and let's be honest, they're not the same.
Exactly.
Player.
No. And so. Like you, I'm going to assume you're in the camp of there's a lot of moving pieces as well.
There's a lot.
You can't put blame on one person like you could previously, and give it time.
Give it time.
Give it time.
We'll be better.
We'll be better.
We are better now than we were last season. I'm saying I think we've got one more point than we did last season at this point, but I'm saying I feel better now about the team than I did last year, and the run of games that we have started this season with has been brutal. I think we faced everyone in the top 6.
And our only win away was at Anfield.
Yeah.
Before.
But we faced everybody in the top 6.
Before Crystal Palace. Yeah, I know. And it should open up now, but again, Jack
what are we, 13 games in?
13 games in. We are currently 6th.
Or,
no, 6th or 7th. 6th, I think. And, we're 6th.
And we've got a favourable run of fixtures on the way. It's just... how do we look after them 5? If you're still telling me after the next 5 to 10 fixtures, we're still hanging around the top 5 to 8th.
No, don't want to think about it. I just don't think progress is linear. But I also I understand what you're saying. Get better every year, as long as the overall vibe is improvement. As long as the way you're losing those games now is by, fine margins. You're very consistent at home. Away record, I understand you're not good. It's a lot harder away, but overall, show me those improvements. Show me that you're losing those games by fine margins because of those worse conditions for you. But don't be getting pumped 5-0 by City. Don't be.
And we've not seen that. We've not seen that since.
We had it this season though.
Oh well, yeah, but that was
It wasn't as bad as it.
them 3-0 at home, and
Yeah.
Haaland was in the streak of his life.
It is what it is. Yeah, yeah.
But I've not feared for like a 7-0 against Liverpool scoreline.
No, and that's what you got with Ten Hag, and I think that's inevitably what lost him all of that stock.
Yeah.
But anyway, Red Card episode 1
Yeah.
on YouTube. What do you reckon? Hopefully stayed this long. Maybe you didn't, but do you know what?
A whole lot of Man United negativity. Let's go.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. Quickly before we go, I do just want to say, like, we've been quite negative, but actually, it is looking positive. It's just It's just cautious optimism. How can you be like too high? How can you be too low? I feel like we've been very negative.
When we thrash West Ham 5-0, and you're looking at Mbuemo after he's just got the match ball, then we're chilling.
What a guy, man. Yeah, honestly, and it'll be all right. But we've got to taxman it sometimes.
Yeah.
We've got to just be a bit like, okay, let's just simmer it down. We're not hating too much. We're just being a little bit honest, a bit too honest, brutally.
Aspirational management, because a lot of people want us to be in the top 4 come the end of the season, and then we'll lose their shit if that's not the case.
Oh,
let's just manage our aspiration and reel it back to where we are and where we could be, which is I'm praying for like a Europa League spot at the moment, and I'm saying that
happy days.
We get more money in the bank for summer, and we can keep building on what we have.
Give it 3 years, and I guarantee we've won the lot.
Yeah, we'll have a treble.
There you go,
and we'll win the World Cup.
Yeah, and the Club World Cup.
No, the World Cup.
No, and the Club
Man
World
United
Cup.
will win the World Cup.
Yeah, we'll win both.
Yeah,
we'll
have that naff.
And then we'll win the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to win the NBA as well. Seen that?
Mate, we'll have the light heavyweight division unlocked.
Oh, yeah. And wait until you win the WWE Championship.
Yeah, we'll have Alex Pereira at fullback.
Oh, my God. I actually probably...
Now let's run it.
We'll confirm, actually. Okay. Red Card episode 1. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
I always like to do a long outro, but...
Yeah, but just like it.
Just like, subscribe.
And follow or subscribe. Or honestly, I'm going to have to find you.